Hi guys, first of all, I apologize for last week, not posting. I had absolutely no energy to do anything last week. So yeah, I didn't do it. I haven't really announced it on here. I've announced it on a different channel, but I am pregnant, so hopefully that was the last of the really bad weeks so I can keep up on here. So yeah, I am 8 weeks, so should be ending soon. So anyways, on to this week's topic. It's about personifying your eating disorder. When I first developed my eating disorder and I looked at things online and such, and I saw how people were doing this, calling it he or she or Ed or Anna or whatever. Those are usually the two popular, is Ed and Anna. I was like, why? I didn't really get it. Mainly because at that time, and I still do this sometimes, I think of myself as my eating disorder, which I know isn't healthy. And that's how recovery gets really hard to do, because when you identify yourself as the eating disorder, as that's who you are, it just makes it almost probably actually impossible to recover, because basically if you're going to recover and you feel that your eating disorder is you, you're getting rid of yourself. And no one wants to get rid of themselves. If that makes sense. So it took me the longest time to try and use those terms. I started out with just when I'd talk to someone else that had an eating disorder, I would tell them, don't let Ed control you, or whatever. I would use the terms for those other people because I knew that they were a person of themselves and the eating disorder was not them. It was just hard to relay that information back to myself. So to start identifying that I am not my eating disorder, I would lost my train of thought. I would try to make sure that when I was talking to other people that I was not saying they were their eating disorder or whatever. I would make sure that I was identifying that their eating disorder was controlling them or whatever. It was not actually themselves. And slowly I began to use those terms for myself. I think mainly I use Ed, just because that's what I started with for using for everyone else, just because it works for everyone with an eating disorder, because Ed stands for eating disorder, so no matter what kind of eating disorder you have, it works. So I think that's why I use that for myself as well. And it just kind of stuck because I wanted to use one term for everybody when I was talking to them. And so when it came to myself, it's just kind of what happened to be used. Let me think. Why do you think other people do it? Well, I think mainly for the reasons I said. It's kind of impossible to recover when you aren't identifying that your eating disorder is something outside of yourself. It's an illness. It is not you. And so in order to kind of identify it as that, people use names or such because it makes it easier. Just like with cancer patients or anyone else, even people with eating disorders, if they have a tube or whatever, they usually name like the little machine thing. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks for the names, but they usually name it or identify it as something. It just gives you something, brings a little bit of brightness to the entire outlook, and it also tells you that your illness is not you. So I'd say that's why people usually try to, if they don't believe that their illness is not themselves, it kind of tricks them into starting to believe it. I already said the other ones. The last one is to share one healthy recipe you love. And I don't have anything right in front of me, and I'm trying to do this before my husband gets back. And so I will leave it in the down bar. I'll leave a recipe. I gotta think of something. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I will upload this and look for a recipe that I love, and we'll leave it down below. So yeah, I will see you all next week. Bye!